What's up, everybody? Tanner Larson here, and welcome to the Ecom Insider Call. We are going to go ahead and dive right in, and I've got some pretty cool stuff for you guys today. All right, so make sure everybody's with me on this. We're going to go ahead and dive in, and I'm going to take it back and talk about something a little bit different. All right, this is where everybody's always saying, I need traffic. I need more traffic. I need more traffic to my offer. I need more visitors, more clicks, more whatever. And I want to say, after all the people that I've worked with almost 100% certainty, traffic is not their problem. In very, very rare instances, traffic is the problem. Okay, but 9 times out of 10, traffic is not your problem. Your problem is everything else in your business that's not working. So the only way to get it to work is to throw a whole lot of traffic at it to get those low conversions. Okay, so the idea here is I'm going to show you how to profit hack the traffic that you are already getting so that you actually make more money from the traffic you're getting, so that when you do get more traffic, it's actually a good thing versus spending more money on traffic and not making all that much money. Okay, so if you've ever said that you have a traffic problem or that you need more traffic or that traffic is the issue, this training is going to be for you, because I'm going to take you through it and you're going to realize that, oh man, the traffic that I'm getting isn't being utilized the way that it should be. Okay, how many of you guys this sounds cool to? How many of you guys are interested? Getting excited about this? Kind of an interesting, different angle on stuff, right? Yeah? Cool. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. So everybody says this, right? My business would do better if I just had more traffic. Well, the reality is it might do better, but it also costs you a whole lot more. And if you don't fix the issues that your business has, then all you're going to do is just waste money. Okay. And this is what so many people do. It's like, oh, if I could just get my Facebook ads to work, then I could have a good business. Well, the reality is if you just built a good business, Facebook ads would be easy. Okay, if you just built your business and structured your business and optimized your business the right way, you wouldn't have a Facebook ads problem. You wouldn't have a traffic problem, because you would make money from the traffic that you did purchase. Okay, and you would have no issue buying more because the rest of your business would be set up correctly. So, what you don't know about your traffic, okay? Number one, let's talk about these numbers. 70% of the traffic that visits your website on average leaves without doing anything. And I'm being generous here with 70%. Okay, there are some very, very big brands that all of you guys know who have an 80+% bounce rate. And there are some small stores, maybe even yours itself, that are 80, 90% bounce rates. So when I say 70%, I'm being pretty generous for the vast majority of stores out there. So you buy 100 visitors to your store from Facebook ads, 70 of them are going to leave without doing anything, pretty much before the page even loads for the most case, right? They're going to bounce. That sucks. Okay, so you paid for those. Of the traffic that stays on your site, the remaining 30%, 84% of that traffic that stays there will leave after looking at a product they're interested in. Okay, so 84% of the remaining traffic is still going to leave without taking any action. 8.5% of the leftover traffic, so of the 26% that's left, 8.5% of that will add the product to their cart and they will never complete the checkout. Okay, again, these are global averages for e-commerce. 5% of that little bit that's left who've added it to the cart, they'll add to cart, they'll start filling out the payment details, and then they will abandon the checkout. Okay, so first you had 8.5% of the people who were left that didn't bounce from the product page who add the product to cart, but they never even start the checkout process. Then of the people who do start the checkout process, 5% are going to abandon that right off the bat. Only 2.5% on average, or less actually, because the global true average of all e-com is about 1.5%, 1 to 1.5%. So we're going to be generous and say 2.5% on average will actually complete the purchase on your store or on your funnel. Okay. Now, looking at all of this stuff, how many of you guys think that this is a traffic issue? What is the common issue here? Is it the traffic? Or is it something else? Wanda says no. Nick says no. What is the issue? Raphael says conversion. Okay, what else? Yeah, the issue is your site, your store. So bounce rate, what causes bounce rate? We'll get into that. What causes this? What causes that? All of these statistics are hurting the traffic that you are getting. So if you could improve, what if you could make your bounce rate 60% or 50%? So that's a 20% increase, 200% increase, right? Or decrease in bounce rate. Would you think that would alone help the traffic that you're already getting? Absolutely. If you could reduce these issues, you'd be in a much, much better place. Okay. And the crazy thing is, nobody wants to take the time to do this, even though it's quite easy to do. They just want to focus on getting better at Facebook ads, spending more money on ads, and wondering why it doesn't work. Now, of those who don't buy, 99% won't buy on the first visit, 75% abandon with the intent to return, 25% abandon to never return. Okay. Roughly 75% of your abandoners have some degree of intent to purchase and potentially could return to the site to abandon again or purchase. However, nobody does anything or very little to actually take advantage of this 75%. Okay, yeah, there's going to be some people who check your site out and it's just not the right fit. They saw the ad mistakenly or whatever else, but there's a huge chunk of your audience there that you aren't focusing on converting. Okay. So there's 4 traffic factors that are going to affect your sales. Number 1, the bounce rate, okay? The next one is the product abandonment, okay? And if you see this is just, it's getting more and more and more. So a smaller and smaller and smaller amount of your actual traffic is going to wind up. It's a funnel, right? But it's the wrong kind of funnel. This is showing you all the negativity, okay? The shopping cart abandonment, okay? So bounce rate is someone who lands on your site or your page and leaves. Product abandonment is when someone views a product that they are interested in and then leaves. Shopping cart abandonment is when someone adds that product to their cart and then leaves, okay? Checkout abandonment is when someone adds the product to the cart, they start the checkout process, and then they abandon the checkout. Okay, these are 4 different factors of traffic. These are 4 different types of abandonment. Now, the question is, how many of these different types of abandonment are you actually trying to counteract? Well, the answer for most e-commerce stores and Shopify stores and funnels is the only thing you're trying to fix is the checkout abandonment or the cart abandonment. You're doing 1 of 4. Every single one of these things is a type of abandonment that can be combated to bring it back down, okay? So increasing the performance of any of these 4 factors will make a dramatic impact on your bottom line, your conversion rate, right? With no extra money spent on traffic, because we actually started adjusting the issue at the source to make the most of the traffic that we are getting. Is this making sense, guys? I'm going to be asking. Yep. Okay. Good stuff. So the concept here is that we want you to fix your leaks in your business first, okay? So you've got targeted traffic. You've bought 10 different Facebook ads courses. You're going through all this stuff and you're trying to build a business, running Facebook ads to your store. But as you buy that traffic, it's got to go through all these different leaky spots, pretending that traffic is water and it's going through this pipe. And this pipe has 4 major leaks in it before it comes out the other end, okay? And all of those leaks are lost opportunity. Okay, think about it. We've all had like a garden hose or a water hose at our house, right? That had holes in it and was leaking, and you'd go turn it on, and then you'd come out the other end, and you'd have no water pressure, right? Because all the water's leaking out before. Okay, it's kind of like, or a kink in the hose that's stopping it from getting through to where it needs to go. If you can fix these leaks before you start pouring on the traffic, you're going to have a whole lot more money come out the other end. Okay, I really love graphical representations of stuff because I feel like it really helps people click. This image, I beat into the heads of my students and my customers and my clients because it is the best way to understand all the lost opportunity that's facing your store whenever you buy traffic. Okay, so We want to focus on fixing the bounce rate, the product abandonment rate, the cart abandonment rate, and the checkout rate. Okay. The good news is there is a solution. Okay. We can fix it. And that good news is called split and multivariate testing. Okay. How many of you guys have ever heard of split testing? Right? How many of you guys have? Yep. How many of you guys get a queasy feeling in your stomach like, oh man, I don't know how to do that. That is so hard. All that stuff, right? When you think of split testing. I hate split testing, okay? It works amazing and I've done it for years, but it's quite technical, okay? It's quite hard to do, okay? Some of you guys may know Ryan Deiss. You guys have heard of him in digital marketer. And one of his bio things is that, they've invested over $15 million on marketing tests and run approximately 3,000 split and multivariate tests. Okay, and this was a while ago. They run this many tests, all the time. So my question to you is, number one, who has time for that, and who has that kind of money to do that? Right? I don't have time to run 3,000 split and multivariate tests. That's insane. Okay, I mean, is it valuable? Is it helpful? Yes, 100% it is. My point is that most people don't do any kind of split testing, which is why they don't solve these issues, because it's hard to do. They don't know how to do. They don't know what to do. So instead, I've decided to give you the shortcut. That's what today's all about. This is what I do for my insiders. I give you the shortcuts. So I'm going to give you 4 easy to use, easy to implement recovery strategies that'll take about 5 hours and 25 minutes total to implement and will boost your business by roughly 184%. So which one sounds better? Doing 3,000 split tests on your own, or letting me give you the 4 tweaks that you can just drop into your business, plug and play, and they work? Hopefully you're saying you want the 4 tweaks, right? Absolutely right, guys? Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Strategy number 1 is combating the bounce. So we're going to start at the very biggest level of our funnel of our store and say, hey, what's the biggest loss we have? Well, the biggest loss we have is the bounce rate. So we are going to combat that bounce to figure things out. So the bounce rate is when someone visits your site and then immediately leaves. Now, lots of factors can affect the bounce rate, and these things include your page load. So for page load, you go to pingdom.com or webpagetest.org, and you can see how fast your pages load. And it will tell you where the weak links are in your pages. Your page needs to load in a second, 2 seconds at the most, or faster, okay? If your thing is taking, 5, 10, 15 seconds or more to load, that's killing your bounce rate, okay? And the good news is you can do a ton very easily to optimize the bounce rate on just the page load. You can compress all the images on your site using a tool that compresses a JPEG compressor or compresses all the images on your site down so that it loads faster. You can make sure that the scripts are firing only in the right time frame so that you're not trying to preload a bunch of scripts on your site before the site loads. All kinds of things like that. Another thing is the page content, the lack of congruency, the quality, the spelling. So if your store looks like crap, you can guarantee that that's contributing to the bounce rate, because they land on it and they're like, oof, nope, not for me. And they bounce before you've ever given it a chance, no matter how good your product may be. Visual appeal or lack thereof. Does it fit the market? Does it fit the niche? Does it even attract the eye, or does it send the eye going off in 100 different directions? And is the page too busy? Same kind of thing. They don't know what to do because there's too much stuff going on. Okay, there's a company that we were just talking about in Build Grow Scale. They're doing about $25 million a year or so. The bounce rate's 80%. They have 11 different links on the homepage and over 16 different products showing up on the homepage, and their bounce rate is just ridiculous because there's so much stuff going on the homepage. People don't know where to click. They don't know what to do. And it's causing, I mean, they're successful in spite of themselves, okay? And the idea here is that if you just fix these issues, your bounce rate will drop dramatically, meaning more and more of your traffic will actually get through to the other areas when they become a higher level quality of prospect, and then you can do the other aspects of abandonment to push them into a sale. and there's no clear action to take. So these are the most common things. Your page load is by far the easiest thing you can do to fix your store or your funnel's bounce rate. Okay, so go to Pingdom today, go to Web Page Test today, test your funnel out, test your store out. How long does it take to load? Okay, make it a goal to cut, and it'll tell you where you're screwing up. Make it a goal to, by the end of this month, have reduced your web page speed or reduced your load time by, say, 30%. That's a pretty simple thing to do. Simply by doing the image compression and things like that would probably do it right by itself. Okay, so you got to combat the bounce. These all take time to solve, but they're not that hard to do. Okay, so the quick hack you can do is to use, while you're trying to do that, is to use exit intent technology to show an offer when they try to leave. So at least you're going to show an offer right to the people who are bouncing before they leave. Okay, so 9 times out of 10 in this case, a lead capture page and some type of lead magnet, some type of freebie or discount will be your best bet. Okay, so you can use bounceexchange.com for this, optinmonster.com, GetRooster, or a couple different other ones. Okay, so the idea here is that people are going to go to your page, it's going to start to load, and then they're going to bounce. If they're going to leave anyway, you might as well show them some kind of exit intent offer. ClickFunnels has this built in. They have the exit intent, the on exit pop-up that can pop up if you enable it. Offer them a discount, offer them a free report, offer them something in exchange for their email address or an instant action coupon or something like that to try to get some of those people to take action. Not a huge amount will, guys. I'm just telling you that. It won't be massive. But you've already paid for this traffic to get to your site. So any of it that you can save can do wonders for your bottom line of your business, okay? Basically, this is lost opportunity. You're recovering some of the lost opportunity here. All right? Does this make sense? You guys still with me? I'm going to grab a drink real quick to make sure I don't go hoarse on you guys. Awesome. So an example, Zero Shoes. They had a exit offer that you can see popping up here. This is Steve Sashin. He's actually an Ecom Insider member as well. They've got a great company. And so they have this exit offer. When you try to exit their page, they have this pop-up that comes up, which could definitely be optimized for sure. But still, 2.5% opted in for their report, the freebie they're giving away. 28.3% of the people who opted in went on to purchase from Zero Shoes. Okay, so 2.5% isn't a huge number, but that's lost traffic already. That bounce traffic was never coming back. So he was able to save 2.5% of their traffic. And then of that 2.5% that they saved, who were going to leave anyway, they were able to get 28% to purchase. That's pretty awesome. Okay, Quick Sprout. This is Neil Patel, right? Exit pop-ups have doubled Neil's opt-in rate. So people are bailing off Neil's pages. Okay, gets them to opt in. Now he can follow up with them, which has resulted in over a 10% lift in sales. Okay, if you don't know Neil's blog, it's quicksprout.com. Now the time needed to implement this little hack is only 20 minutes. And I'm being very generous here. It could be as short as 5 minutes if you have all the stuff together. Okay, or if you know what you're doing. But if you have to figure it out a little bit, 20 minutes. All this stuff, these tools that you can use are, plug and play. You just turn them on and boom, you're good to go. And now this hack is irrespective of anything that you do to actually reduce your bounce rate. So it's only going to get more effective, okay? So that's hack number 1. Strategy number 2 is the look again. So product abandonment is when a visitor views a specific product page and then they leave without adding that item to their cart, okay? They just view it and they bounce, right? We want them to come back and look again. So on-site factors as well as life factors can cause product abandonment, okay? On-site factors like your price is too high, your display is not good, your images suck, there's no reviews, there's nothing that the description's incomplete, things like that. Also layout, as well as things like, hey, the phone rang and I got distracted and I had to leave the house and I forgot. Or, squirrel, right? Squirrel popped up and they go, oh my God, what? So life happens, right? Life gets in the way. The kid cried, the baby woke up, husband called, things like that, right? Boss said, get off the internet, quit screwing around. Lots of things can cause product page abandonment. It does not mean they will not buy. So it's in your best interest to get it back in front of them. Okay, so the trick is to get them to see that product more than once. We've all heard that it takes between 5 to 7 touch points to get someone to buy something on average. Okay, and sometimes some people say it's as many as 15 or 20 touch points. It may not be that high for ecom. It depends on the market, but my point is it doesn't really matter how many touch points it is if you're not doing anything to get more touch points. Okay, so the trick is to get them to see the product more than once. Every time they see the product, we consider that a touch point. Okay, so how do we get them to see the product that they abandoned the page on again? What do? We use retargeting, right? So retargeting keeps the product top of mind. That's why people do brand advertising. Why does Coca-Cola keep doing ads with polar bears drinking Coke? Is it because they're marketing to polar bears? No. It's because they actually think you like polar bears? No, not really. They just want their brand top of mind at all times. Okay. Now, we don't do that type of global brand touch point advertising. We do direct response touch point advertising where we show the exact specific product. So whereas Coca-Cola would just show you a bear drinking a glass bottle of Coke, cool. I'm going to show you the exact Coke can that you picked up in the store, and I'm going to keep following you around with that Coke can. Okay? Because you are more likely to drink that Coke can than any other product on my site because you picked it up once. You touched it, right? That's the idea of retargeting. Show them the exact thing. So if they picked a variation, if they picked a blue shirt, don't retarget them a black shirt. Retarget them to the exact color of shirt that they did, okay? So some resources for retargeting. Perfectaudience.com is my favorite. Adroll.com is another great network. Sitescout.com, and then the Facebook retargeting. All of those are good. We use all 4 of these in conjunction on our sites. Okay, so we have 4 different retargeting networks operating at any one time. Why? Because it allows us to get that much more reach. So I can follow that customer with that Coke can, and I'm not just following them around the store now. I'm following them around every website they visit online, or as many of them as we possibly can. The more networks I leverage, the more retargeting networks I use, the wider that footprint is, and the more places I'll be able to get this Coke can in their face again. Does that make sense? If you're just retargeting on Facebook, guys, you're missing out. Facebook is a very tiny portion of the internet. There's a whole world out there of websites that people still go to, think of yourself, that show ads. So your customers are not just on Facebook. Get them elsewhere, okay? Show them your stuff all over the place so they can't get away from you until they buy. So some realities on the retargeting front. Website visitors who are retargeted with display ads, which is what we do, display advertising, are 70% more likely to convert back on your website. And retargeted customers are 3 times more likely to click on your ad than people who haven't interacted with your business before. Okay, so why? Because they've already had a touch point. They've already seen your product, know who you are. And you know what? They looked at it, maybe life got in the way, they want to look at it again. That's why it works so well, okay? Because you're showing the ad right back to someone who is more interested, already shown an interest than just like the average population, okay? 26% of the customers will return to a site through retargeting, okay, if you're doing retargeting. The average click-through rate for display ads, for the average click-through rate for regular display ads like AdWord or AdWords ads or ad network ads, things like that, is 0.07%. While the average click-through rate for a retargeting ad, same display ad, but it's through a retargeted audience, is about 0.7%. Okay, I'm not good with decimals, but I know that when there's a 0 in front of the number, it's smaller than when there's no 0 in front of the number, right? It's a big difference, guys. This is why retargeting is so much more powerful with your stuff. And I know you guys know retargeting is good, but I'm trying to drive it home as to why you need to be using it at all levels in your business. So an example, every pixel in our business is worth money, Okay, so this is an old screenshot that I'm showing you here because this is from when they used to do campaign tracking really nicely. What I want to show you here, and this is a product that we do not sell anymore, but I wanted to show you just the ridiculous value you can get when you really dial into campaign on this. This was the old perfect audience. Okay, this was all web, and look at it. Okay, 8,746 clicks, 967 conversions on an $11,000 spend. Okay, so in this example, 282,000 pixels placed, $240,000 in sales from retargeting, meaning that every pixel is worth 85 cents to us. Okay, this is why your retargeting pixels are so powerful, because you can drive so many sales. Does this make sense? You need to be retargeting your sales, retargeting your abandons at each level: page, cart, product, or I'm sorry, page, cart, and checkout. All of those. So Teespring does this, right? Teespring runs the shirt. You run the shirt on Teespring. Then Teespring will retarget you with the same shirt. Time's running out. Don't miss the shirt, right? That's product page level retargeting. Okay. Audio mute. Okay, right? They do acoustic art panels. You're on their store, you're looking around, and then they're following you around. And it's not even a very good retargeting, but it does work, because I never looked at that picture that they retargeted me there for. Okay, I looked at a very specific product. If they were smart, they'd be retargeting me for that product, not just for their global brand, or they'd be retargeting me to some kind of lead magnet that would educate me on why I should be using this, right? LegalZoom, not really e-com, right? But guess what? You go look at, like, you're going to set up an LLC, they're going to target you with a thing saying, hey, set up an LLC. Zappos, right? $1,600 pair of spiky high heels. Look what Zappos retargeted me with. This is product page abandonment. Yeah. Hashtag don't tell your wife about retargeting. Otherwise, she'll start looking around for things that she wants you to buy for her on your computer, and then you'll get retargeted with all the stuff that she wants you to buy. Is this clicking, guys? So, how important is retargeting? Well, retargeted ads led to a 1,046% increase in branded search, people looking for us. Okay? Websites have seen a 726% lift in site visitation after 4 weeks of retargeting exposure, that multiple touch point. 726% lift from traffic you've already acquired the first time. Okay? You're recycling your traffic now. And retargeting can increase conversion rates by as high as 132%, simply by using basic product page retargeting. Time needed to implement for a retargeting campaign like this, a product page, 2 hours, maybe. Could be an hour if you're good at it. Okay? Could be a little bit less, but it's worth it. How many of you guys would like to get 700% more traffic from people who are more likely to buy your product back to your store, and you'd be willing to invest 2 hours for that? Absolutely, right? It's a no-brainer. Strategy number 3 is the reconvert. Okay? Now, it's documented that 68% of people are abandoning shopping carts on average. Okay, that's the average global rate. But what we're talking about is when the visitor adds the product to their shopping cart and then leaves without checking out or without filling out the checkout details. So they didn't even try to check out. They just added it to their cart and then left. Like, I'm going to come back later, or they changed their mind, or whatever else, right? Now, there's 4 main reasons that people abandon their cart. Unexpected cost. Usually it's related to shipping. When they get to the shopping cart and it's like, whoa, shipping's $20 for this $5 product? No way. An example would be eBay. How many of you guys have ever looked at an item on eBay to buy and the price is awesome, like it's $19 or whatever, and then the shipping is $40? Like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. It only costs like $5 to ship this thing, right? People abandon right there. They're like, screw that, I'm not doing that. The reason they're doing that on eBay is a different reason. They're trying to hide their profits and not have to pay a fee. But over here, it's the same concept. If your shipping takes them by surprise, you're going to have a huge abandonment rate. They were browsing, just looking around, they got distracted, the phone rang, life happened, squirrel, whatever else, right? There's no guest checkout option. Okay? This is when people try to check out and you force them to create an account on your site before they can proceed. Enter your email address, username, all this stuff, and give me a password so that I can, create your account. If you want this, and you should create accounts for your customers, but don't do it before they check out. Let them check out first, then say, hey, we've got all your details. Would you like to save this in an account? Just give us a password and you're good to go. By adding it to the front, you're going to lose 14% or more. And I'll show you an example. Higher price requires consideration. So they like it, they add it to their cart so they can remember it, and they want to come back and think about it for a minute before they come back and buy. Those are the 4 main reasons people do this. Now, shopping cart abandonment is a $18 billion per year problem. Okay, and it's only getting bigger. As more people come online, more shopping happens. Some of that is your money. But most of you are not doing, most people, not just you guys, are not doing anything or enough to get it to come back. Okay? So you got to get them back to their cart. That's the most important thing. There's 2 ways to get them back to their cart. Dynamic cart retargeting, DCR, and dynamic email follow-up called DFU. All right, we're going to go through this, right? So if they are a new customer and they don't have an account, so basically they come through, you don't have their email address, but they're a new customer, you can hit them with dynamic cart retargeting, okay? Meaning you can retarget them based on the pixel that's loaded when they landed on the page, okay? And the dynamic cart, meaning dynamics, meaning whatever page they landed on, it's going to show them that product, okay? It's not going to show them your store logo. It's going to show them whatever product they viewed, and it's going to automatically do that, okay? If they are an existing customer or you already have their email address, like they have an account with you, then you can hit them with both dynamic cart retargeting and DFU, which is dynamic email follow-up. Okay, this is a combined effort. It gets really, really powerful here. Most people are only doing one of these things. So an example here, Onnit.com, okay? Onnit makes some amazing supplements. They've got a huge following. They're, big in the MMA space with, as a sponsor, and they've got their workout, equipment. They've got their pills. This Alpha Brain is their, brain enhancement supplement. It's very, very popular. But here's what happens. You click on checkout, and right here they say, hey, either log in, okay, or create an account. Not just go to checkout. Let them check out, and then they can create their account after the checkout, okay? They've now changed this, but it's a global problem, okay? 14% of people will abandon, and I'm one of those guys. I can't stand having to create an account. I want to just check out, okay? But you know what? If you ask me to, after I've completed the purchase, to go ahead and give them a password so they can just store my information, I do it almost every time. But I can also tell you that if you ask me to create an account before I check out, I'm most likely going to abandon. And that's just my subconscious, how it is. I just do that. And I know a lot of people are the same way. Okay, obviously 14% of people are that way. So to fix that one, it's 5 minutes or less. The guest checkout option, or the move account creation to the end, is usually a toggle switch or a checkbox in your settings inside of your store. And if you're using ClickFunnels, you don't have to worry about this at all because you're not doing that, right? So an example of dynamic cart retargeting is ultimatesack.com, right? Kind of an interesting name, but it's literally about Big O love sacks, and that's kind of funny sounding too, but it's really the big bean bags, okay? Right? So ultimatesack.com, look what they're doing here. So I added the standard suede 6000 Ultimate Sack 6000 beanbag chair in red with no name on my sack. Okay, I didn't want my name printed on my sack. And added that to cart, and then I abandoned the cart. Look what they retargeted me with. UltimateSack.com and a red beanbag. Okay, they showed a red sack, which is what I added to my cart. I don't want a blue one. I added a red one. So they retargeted me with exactly what it is. And this is just the exact same ad. They probably just had their designer, change the color of the sack on every one of them, right? Super effective retargeting. All right. And there's the ad. So Right Channel Radios. Okay, this company just sold not too long ago. This is their dynamic email follow-up with the cart contents. Okay, so we added the Cobra 29 LX CB radio thingy-mabobber to our cart and we abandoned it. And then they sent us an email. Hey, you left something behind. And they showed us the actual item in our cart and they put it down there at the bottom where you can finish the order. All right, that's DFU, dynamic email follow-up. You can combine the two, retarget them and hit them with an email for extra effectiveness, and it's going to just make you more money. Why not, right? How many of you guys are in business to make money? Let me just check. All of you, right? That's the only reason you're in this business, is to make money. Yes, you want to provide value, of course, and you should be doing that. But the end goal at the end of the day is you're not going to slave away if your business doesn't make any money. You don't want to do that. So why not make it as easy on yourself as possible so you can make the most money possible? So dynamic cart retargeting. This is an example using Infusionsoft's cart abandonment. Okay, this is from Bill Gross Scale. So we had 360 abandoned carts, okay, which totaled up to over $18,000 in lost revenue. Okay, that's 18,000 that I would never see. It's gone from those 360 people who were gone. What we did was we used dynamic cart retargeting where we showed them an ad and retargeted them around the internet. We were able to recover 48 of those 360 carts, which gave me $2,400 in recovered revenue. Okay? So, oh, you lost 18. Yeah, but those people abandoned. I was never going to get any of it. So simply by turning on an automated retargeting campaign, I was able to recover 2,400 of that. That's free money in my pocket that I would have never had otherwise. And it didn't take me hardly any time to do because once I set it up, it's done and it works every single day. Okay? And this one was for a hybrid funnel with a digital product front end and physical products as the upsell. Gave us a 13.33% boost in revenue. How many of you guys would like to have 13% boost in your revenue from an automated system that you set up one time? I'm telling you guys, it's super simple and it's so critical. The time needed to implement a dynamic cart retargeting campaign is maybe 2 hours, maybe less. But again, once it's set up, it's done. All you're going to do is monitor the ad spend and making sure that it's still the ad hasn't gotten fatigued. If that happens, you swap out a new ad. But here's the thing, with retargeting ads, the ads don't get fatigued because you're not running the same ad to the same audience all the time. You're only running that ad to your abandoned audience, a much smaller audience, and only for a duration of time. So 7 days or whatever else it is. And then they're not going to see it anymore. So there's always new people coming into that audience and always new people seeing the ad fresh as if it was a brand new ad. So that's one of my favorite things about retargeting is you don't have that banner or ad blindness issue that you have quite so much with regular advertising. Number 4 is the win back. So the win back is checkout abandonment, and that's when a customer or potential customer starts to fill out their personal and payment information but does not actually complete the checkout and make the payment. These are your most likely to buy people. This is the best traffic you possibly have. They've gone through all the hoops and they are ready to, they've got their credit card in hand and they didn't complete the purchase. So all you have to do is recover these people and you will make money. And they're some of the easiest people to recover and make money from because they're your most targeted, likely to buy traffic. They were ready to buy. They were in the process of buying when something happened. So what we do is we use a win back campaign to bring these people back to life, bring these people back into our business, even if they never submitted their information. So the win back is an automatically triggered email campaign that uses sequential follow-up, meaning sequenced emails that are already preset up and they follow up to recover the purchase. So a follow-up sequence includes 4 main emails, each with its own angle. You don't want to send the same email saying, hey, you forgot this, you forgot this, you forgot this, you forgot this. No. You want to send, if you're going to send 4 emails, make sure each email comes at the customer from a different angle that may get them to convert, because you never know what's going to hook them. So the first email is the reminder. Hey, just a reminder, you added this radio to your cart, and we're going to have to put it back in stock if you don't take it. The number 2 is the incentive. Hey, since you're a new customer and we know this is in your cart, we'll give you a discount on your shipping, or here's 10%. Incentive 2, hey, we'll stack it. You get 10% discount and we'll give you, free shipping on your first order. Scarcity, hey, these things are about to sell out. We've got to put, I can't hold this item for you anymore. It's going to go back into general inventory, and you're going to miss out if you don't take the option right now. Plus, I'm also going to have to take away your, the discount and the free shipping, right? 4 different types of emails all going out. So an example of this is peakdesign.com. So we added one of their Capture Pro camera clips to the cart, and started the checkout, put in our email, our thing, just didn't put the credit card details in, and then we left. And then we got the first email that said, hey, still looking around? We noticed you left some, stuff in your cart. If you got questions, if you need this, you don't this, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Then they send an email out that says later, hey, would 5% off help? We just noticed that you still got it sitting in your cart and you haven't checked out yet. Maybe you just need a little nudge. How about 5% off? So these are simple emails and they're automated. You don't have to do anything once they're set up. Office Depot, they do it too. Added a $1.99 thing of soft soap antibacterial liquid with a pump sprayer. Started the checkout, abandoned the checkout. Look, they said, thank you. We noticed that your items are still in your cart. Here you go. Check out. That's the reminder. Then they hit you with the TikTok scarcity. Your cart's about to expire. We're going to take this item out. You're going to lose it. Simple email follow-ups, each email from a different angle. Okay, this was an automated one. Here's one of ours, American Defense Outfitters, right? So what you can see here is 402 abandoned carts. Total lost revenue was $72,000. This is the revenue that would have happened had all 402 checked out on the front end. Okay? We were able to recover 45 of those carts from just email alone, which gave us an $8,100 in recovered revenue, with 402 emails sent, 213 emails opened. Okay? You can see the emails. 15 minutes after they abandoned the checkout, did you forget? 24 hours, free shipping. 48 hours, 15% discount. 36 hours, your 15% discount is expiring. Okay? The exact system, guys. Now, again, it was 72,000 lost. Well, yeah, but that's not, you can't even count that as real revenue because you never got it. Okay? So it's just lost. It was potential revenue that could have come in if nobody abandoned, which always people are going to abandon. So the 8,000 that we recovered, that's found money. That's money that we would have never had if we hadn't set up the dynamic email retargeting follow-up, right? Gave us an 11.19% sales boost. 11.19% boost in sales from an automated process that's just running in the background every single day. So that's an ongoing 11% boost. It's not just a one-time boost. All right? Anybody having some ahas on this? So using the win-back campaign has resulted in a 15% increase in recovered revenue for both our clients and us. All right? So we've gotten as much as 15% of our money back simply by doing the win-back campaign. Now, what if you combine the win-back campaign with retargeting? So you had email win-back and retargeting going on just like you do on the cart abandon. I tell you guys, you can get some serious numbers here. The time needed to implement this is about 3 hours. Okay, it's a little bit more intense because you got to write the emails and figure out the structure and set it up. But again, once it's done, you're done. All you got to do is monitor it. So here's a quick case study from something that's just kind of out there, like the Lex Hotel in New York. This is a boutique hotel in New York that we worked with. So wasn't a lot of data. This was a new client. We used a tool called Logic to uh, do the campaign, and we used a win-back campaign. Okay, so here's the hotel. Now with hotels, there's a time scarcity already when they're trying to book a room, right? Because their date is coming up. So there's a hard deadline for scarcity that you can automatically use is like, hey, you're running out of time before your trip. You better book, hurry, right? So it captures the visitor's data even if the form is not submitted. ClickFunnels does this too. It's an Ajax code. It's called intent technology. Okay, so and it's totally legal that as the guest starts typing in their information, it captures their email address, which is another reason you want the email address at the top of the form. It's not on this one. It's something that we actually changed around later on and moved it up to the top because if they start filling out their form, they're going to fill out the first couple fields more than likely. So if the email form is the first field, at least you're getting their email. Big thing for ClickFunnels people, okay? It'll capture the email as they type it, and then you can trigger out your email sequences saying, hey, come back. But if you put it at the bottom of the form and they abandon after the first few fields, you're never going to get that email. Okay, so you can't leverage the intent technology. Now, when they abandon by capturing their email address, it's just a timer. It's like, hey, if they don't complete the purchase within X number of minutes, trigger the email. Okay, that's standard, and it allows the campaign to start. So with hotels, price is the number one objection. Okay, time is of the essence because the trip is coming up. So this win-back campaign, we started with an immediate instant discount. Okay, instead of going with just the reminder. We said, hey, we noticed you forgot to finish booking. We've got a special surprise for you. Click on the link below to finish your booking, and you'll get 10% off your stay. Okay? Because since their scarcity is heavy and prices, we know price is their main objection, especially with hotels in New York, we went straight to the discount. Okay? Yes, it's an ugly email. It's what they wanted it to look like. That's what they got, okay? Even though we argued. So the win-back campaign has resulted in a 10.4% boost in bookings. Okay, so if you look at it, 676 abandons off of their thing, right? Off of their cart. $145,000 in lost revenue. 70 of the carts were recovered, which gave them $15,000 in recovered revenue. Okay? And you can see they only had the 2 emails. Now, why is this so huge for a hotel? Okay, or anybody, because hotels are very good at boosting their average order value. Now, their average order value comes in a little bit, they may roll it into more customer lifetime value or customer visit value because their stay, when you're at the hotel, that's when you spend more money. So, yeah, they may have lost potentially $145,000, which they would have lost anyway if they didn't have this. We were able to recover $15,000, but the most important thing is we recovered 70 carts. That's at least 70 guests now going to stay in the hotel. And when you're in the hotel, do you only pay for your hotel room, or do you also have incidentals, or do you also potentially buy something at the gift shop, or you buy a drink or at the bar, or you buy food at the restaurant, right? They know that they're going to spend on average 20 to 30% more when they're at the hotel. So they got 70 people to come to the hotel and spend more money with them. Okay? So you got to look at it from a longer term thing. Your business is no different. Okay? You want to sell them other products. You should be selling them other products. Okay? You may not have a gift shop or a restaurant, but you have other items that you are going to sell them. So it's not just the recovered revenue. Honestly, the recovered revenue is the least important of those to me. What's important to me is the recovered customer. I got 70 new customers here, right? Or the Lex got 70 new customers here. I would be happy about that more than the recovered revenue. That's nice. Of course it is. It helps offset costs and things like that. But the real magic is in the recovered carts because you get more customers. And customers move into that lifetime value world when you start selling them other things. So the total time to implement this, all 4 of these hacks, is 5 hours and 25 minutes. For a possible, if you add it all up, all the 4 hacks, actually there's 5 hacks, you can get 184% increase in your business. And the way that breaks down is 10% boost on combating the bounce, 132% boost on the look again, 13% boost on the reconvert, and 29% boost on the win back. Okay, and actually the combating the bounce could go way, way higher if you actually reduced the bounce rate instead of just throwing up the exit intent hack. So it could be significantly higher. All right. How many of you guys had an idea, learned something that you can implement in your business to help plug your traffic leaks? And how many of you guys, while you're telling me that, also tell me how many of you guys would rather spend 5 hours and 25 minutes doing all of these, getting them done, than spending months, weeks, years trying to do split tests every single day to figure out the things we already figured out? Heck no, don't want to do that. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just watching the. Yeah, totally. Right, guys? This makes so much more sense. Yeah, Wanda says this is awesome. Absolutely. Guys, this is easy, and these things are proven. Okay, yes, your mileage may vary. You may get a 7% boost on Combat the Bounce. You may only get a 20% boost on the Look Again. Oh, I didn't get 100. Oh, well, that's still a 20% boost over where you were at. It doesn't matter what the number is as long as it improves your business. And remember, it's not a one-time improvement. It's an ongoing improvement that affects every new customer, every new visitor, every new everything that goes through your business because it's been improved. So all your conversions, all your, metrics are all going to improve based on these things. These are ongoing improvements. They're not one-time hit and wonders, right? Does that make sense, guys? Awesome. Very cool. All right. So let's see. Do we have any questions coming in before we wrap this up? I want to see. So again, guys, make sure you guys are paying attention to your email, Ecom Insider. We'll have some new updates for you guys on how we're repositioning everything and the new goodies that you guys are going to be getting access to, and all kinds of really cool stuff for Ecom Insiders. So really good stuff coming your way. Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up then. I'm going to get the recording rendering. I will get it added into the members area, and you guys will be able to rewatch this and go through it. And please, actually implement. Don't just watch it and say, oh, man, this is awesome, which I'm so glad that it's awesome, right? So glad that it's awesome. But I want you to actually do it, all right? So go out there, map it out. Start with just one. Go throw an exit offer on your page. Go ahead and email cart abandonment follow up. Go put an app on your store that does that. Set up some Google dynamic retargeting. Use Facebook, whatever. Get something set up. Make it a goal to set up all 4 or 5 of these hacks in your business and check them off the list as you get each one set up, okay? Awesome. All right, guys, we will talk to you soon. See ya.